Hello, everybody. How are you? Long time no see. How have you been? Did you hear other new stories? There are so many people doing story time right now that it's amazing. It's pretty inspiring to hear so many different stories. Today, I'm going to share with you this amazing story about a king. I know I'm talking about a king, but I do not have a crown, and this king is also, say, King Dave. Now, our King Dave is such a kind king that he doesn't want to have anybody in his country go hungry. So, what does he do? He feeds everybody. He has these huge halls, actually, not a hall, but in open air. He has so many people cooking in huge pots and pans, and he feeds. There are hundreds of people. They keep coming all through the day, through the night, and he feeds so many people. He's happy doing that. He wants to make sure that there's nobody in his kingdom goes hungry. So now, but what happens? Good people like this are always kind of given a challenge. Now, the divine God sees that this king is doing all this, so he puts him through a test. Now, let's see what happens. The place where these people are cooking, there is a nice eagle that's flying above. And what does this eagle have? Eagle has his food, which is a snake. Eagle has grabbed hold of a snake and he's flying high up. And because the eagle is holding the snake really tight, the snake cannot hold its poison anymore. So he spits out this poison. And the poison goes and gets mixed with all the food. So everybody who ate the food that day dies. Now our king is very disappointed. He says, "What is this? I wanted to feed everybody, but this has happened. What do we do?" They're clueless as to how it happened because they didn't really see the bird flying or anything. Now there's a dialogue in heaven. You know how pearly gates, you've all heard, right? There's a person keeping track of who did what, who did nice things, where to send them to heaven or hell. Whose account are we writing this to? So many people have died. Somebody has to take responsibility. So it must be the king who needs to take responsibility, right? He made so many people die. So when Chitragupta asks Lord Shiva, okay, what should I do? Whose account should I write this to? So immediately, God says, no, no, you can't put it on the king. Why? All the king was trying to do was try to feed people. You can't do it. So then, should I put it on the cook's account book? So immediately, God says, no, no. How will the cook know? Obviously, he has to cook in open, a place, and it's unfair to say that the cook made the mistake, and that's why people died. So then he says, okay, should I then write it on the eagle's account? It's because of the eagle that the snake spit it out. So he says, no, no, it's the eagle's job. It was eagle's food, and obviously it was just not doing anything out of its nature. So you cannot write it on eagle. Then he says, okay, then can I write it on the snake? Because snake's poison it was. Come on, how can you do it on the snake? Snake cannot take all the blame, all the responsibility for so many people dying. Snake obviously was in trouble. He didn't know what to do. He spat the poison out. So that's okay. So then, Chitragupta says, then who do I write all of this account to? All this death? Who should I give the responsibility to? So then God says, wait a couple of days, I'll tell you. You don't have to close the account books just yet. So then a few days happen, they've cleaned the whole place, they've made sure nothing is odd, everything. Again, the entire feeding process starts, and again, people start coming, they are eating everything. And, this king and his popularity, the fact that he feeds people, has spread far and wide. So there is a group of saints. Now, saints, usually they don't have a big kitchen and they don't cook and eat and all that. So they just go, whoever gives whatever food, they would go, they'd ask bhiksha and they would eat. So now there are these five saints from faraway land who have not eaten for many, many days. And now they're coming and they have decided they will come and eat at this king's, Annakshetra or food court. They'll come and eat. Because they've heard that this king serves not just porridge and it's not just soup and bread, but it's varieties of food. Name the kind of food, everything is there for anyone to eat. Whatever you feel like eating, it was served there. And those people are coming. Back in those days, obviously, they could only walk. So they've walked miles together. They've crossed forests. They've crossed so many places. And then finally, they have reached this town. And now they are trying to see who will, who will guide them to where this place is, where they are serving all these people. Now, they keep asking. So people point, go left, go right, everything. Then finally they come, they find this old lady sitting there, and they ask her, dear grandma, can you please tell us, where is this place? Where can we go and eat? So then this grandma says, you see that big hall, you see all those people coming in and out, you see people going in and out, where all these lights are, they feed people 24/7. It's the king that does it. You can also go there and eat, but I don't know if you will really come back alive. Go at your own risk. Now these people are like, what do you mean, go at your own risk? Just a couple of days ago, so everybody who ate there died because there was snake poison. Now you go there at your own risk, I'll tell you. Immediately God said, write that responsibility under this grandma's name. Put it under her account. Let all that sin be under her account. And now immediately Chitragupta asks, why? He says, God says, just because she has a mouth, she goes ahead and she gossips, not knowing what actually happened, that it was nobody's fault. Everybody was having good intention. But this grandma definitely did not have any good intention. She was just spiteful. She just spoke whatever she felt like speaking, right? This is the biggest thing. Every organ, Gurudev says, every organ in our body, like eyes, they have only one function. Eyes, the function is to see. Nose, function is to smell. Your ears, function is to just hear. But whereas just your tongue has two functions. One, to taste and eat food, to put the food in. The other one is to enable talking. And the tongue can go this way and that. It can lash at people, or it can make them feel really good and make them feel good. How do you use your tongue? Is it like that grandma who spreads rumors or who gossips? Or is it used for praising everything that's around you and speaking good and making people feel good? How do you use it? Do leave a comment and share. Yeah? Thank you for watching. Hi, Sashi. Hi, Kalpana Ate. How are you? Okay, bye everyone.